3, 2, 1. Welcome to Credit Zero.
Hello, and welcome to Credit Zero, the Afterschool Arcade podcast.
Pew, pew.
Wow, wow.
My baby!
We're all the way at episode 4, which means it's getting pretty serious.
It's getting serious, son. This is gonna be a great one. I can already tell.
Hope
Yeah.
you guys are ready for a long-term commitment.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah,
We're stuck together now.
Oh
Oh,
no!
just
I don't
like
know if
Lou.
I feel like if Luke left, he would be like, "I'm submitting my 2 weeks. Go fuck yourselves." I feel like we'd still be able to carry on.
I mean, even
Thanks,
if he
dude.
didn't submit his 2 weeks.
That's true. It's fucking October now, gents.
It's Spooktober.
Mm-hmm.
Are you feeling October in the air?
I do.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't feel Halloweeny.
Well,
Yeah, nice.
I don't associate October with Halloween most of the time.
You should.
I'm saying, do you feel Halloweenish? Because that's what October kind of feels
Weenish.
like. Yeah, weenish. Are you feeling your weenish?
Are you feeling your weenish, young man?
The young man makes that so much worse.
Yeah, it makes it worse in every situation other than like YMCA by the Beach Boys or whatever
Yeah.
it's by.
Yeah,
The
the
Beach
Beach
Boys.
Boys, that's
No,
it.
The
Yeah.
Queen.
village people.
No.
Village That's it. Prince? I don't know.
Royalty.
Something like that. So you don't feel Halloweenish?
No, I associate different things with October,
Like what?
like the crisp fall air, the orange colors, just nice rain,
Sweater weather.
sweater weather, ladies,
Don't look at me like that.
pumpkin spice.
Okay, hold on, man. Did you
and-
just ASMR some, like,
Pepsi
pop
can.
fizz?
Hold on.
Oh.
Jack Daniels.
We're not sponsored by Jack Daniels.
We sure aren't.
Also,
You
Jack
can't say
Daniels
that.
don't come in
They don't
cans.
come in cans, yeah. I was trying to find the one thing that wouldn't come in a can. I like panicked. I almost said Burger King for the record.
Tomato soup.
It's not a brand.
Sure.
Could you get the tomato soup branded soap? They don't say
Surely
that.
they wouldn't sell soap if their brand was named Tomato Soup.
That was the joke, Drew. Jesus Christ.
I also associate October with my birthday.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
congratulations.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy early birthday.
Birthday.
I love how you were the first one to clap and you initiated the fucking song. I can see right the fuck through you. My birthday, I don't give a shit. It could be like, oh, hi, happy birthday, Paul, for you. It's a Tuesday for fucking me. I don't give a shit. I managed to go another trip around the sun. Although I will admit, last year for my birthday, like, everybody forgot, and then one of my housemates got a surprise party for him, and I will admit I felt bad and inadequate and like I was a lesser friend. But if everyone was treated the same fucking who fucking cares about their birthday, that wouldn't fucking happen. Also, I just always feel like I'm a bad friend and inadequate anyway.
That went
My
on
birthday's coming up. My girlfriend's taking me to a restaurant.
Oh, you got a girlfriend?
Oh, you got a restaurant?
Oh,
Yeah, I got a girlfriend. I don't have a restaurant.
See, this...
I can't afford a restaurant.
Yeah, Daryl, you need to say something because Luke's been hogging your space for far too long.
It seems like since we've last done this podcast, everybody in this podcast has found a mate of some sort.
I have not.
Except for
a
me.
mate.
I have not. I am 100% single and ready to shingle.
You like old people?
Yeah!
You like roofing?
Roofies.
Oh, I'm drinking a Pepsi, you motherfucker.
Oh, you just branded yourself.
This podcast sponsored by Roofies.
Oh wait, Pepsi, that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Oh, I jumped the gun on that. Hey, we had a fucking show recently.
Yes,
We
we,
sure
did.
We got some questions back as we always do from shows. Do we want to fucking dive into those?
Let's crack into a couple.
Alright, hit me with it.
Should we do this with the lights off?
Yeah, that would
Is that what
add to
How do you
the
have a
ambiance.
girlfriend when that's the way you fucking act?
Hey, maybe you want me to turn off the lights?
I can take my socks off. We can make it really romantic. I'm sorry. I'm sure she's lovely. I've never met her. Next question.
Do you want me to turn the lights off, babe?
It won't matter for the fucking podcast.
Yeah, but it'll be cool for us.
Oh my god.
There's also a lava lamp on.
Yeah, it'll be a lava lamp and the computer screen will be nice and moody.
Oh, Drew,
Mm.
my
I guess we have to.
little cookie crumble. Just read out the questions. You can turn off the lights if you want to.
Yeah, how can you do that with the lights off?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Turn them back on.
I have glasses to see, but I can't see in the dark.
They're not glow-in-the-dark glasses.
Asshole.
So insensitive.
God. All right, first question.
Alright, first question.
I want this to incite a yelling match at each other, going like, what's the best fucking like Hogwarts house, and like.
Alright, let me look for a better one.
No,
then.
no, it's fine, it's fine. The first one. What's the first one? What's the first one? What is the first one?
Alright, this one doesn't come with a name. But...
Thanks, everybody who came to the show. You really listened to what we asked. Okay, go on.
Oh shit. No, but seriously, thanks for coming to the show.
Yeah, thank you. That was nice.
That was cool of you.
The apocalypse has begun.
Mm-hmm.
What is the new currency in this wasteland? So think of like Fallout. They use bottle caps. What do you think would be the real world equivalent?
Shitty video games. Speaking of Fallout.
You think people would trade in shitty video games?
I'm trying to think of like something that's abundant and that's something that would stick around. It would be something that in our world we considered fucking who cares.
Madden games.
Yeah, Madden games.
Madden NFL 06. That'll get you a steak dinner.
I'm the opposite of you. I would say it had to be something that has worth.
Why? Why do
Because
people care? If
we
something
already
has
have-
worth, it's the first thing to get pilfered. We're talking about what's the currency of this, not fucking
Yeah.
like what do people imagine is the currency on day one. On day one, everyone's already thinking, let's steal the fucking gold if the apocalypse has happened. Presumably, the currency is being used by, I don't know, the survivors? So they're clearly gonna fucking pilfer everything they thought was valuable.
Here's my thing, right?
Okay.
So right now
Here
we
we
use
fucking
money.
go.
Right
Did you
now we
write
use
this
money
question, Drew?
No.
Can you fucking believe this, Daryl? He's dead! You killed Daryl! That's why he's been talking. Clear!
The apocalypse is starting.
Pepsi.
Shut your fucking mouth. You were saying, Drew. I'm so
Before
sorry.
I was
that
so
we interrupted.
rudely interrupted.
Go ahead.
Right now we use money, which is already useless, right? There's no practical use for a piece of paper other than writing on it.
But we use plastic polymers.
That's true.
Yeah,
Plastic
use
is
paper.
polymers.
Yeah, but
Yeah, tell us what you're gonna say.
but money, but money is essentially like a note that denotes a piece of gold in the bank.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
which is
anymore.
also-
Not anymore. It's not backed by gold anymore.
It's backed by like the government, isn't it?
The
Like the government being like,
government.
we owe you money,
government.
or we owe you value.
Yeah.
The government.
But like, if let's say apocalypse happens, government dissolves, there's no such thing as currency. You can't like owe people. Never mind.
Hey, Drew, how's it going? What were you reading to us? Something about some bullshit government?
Bottle caps. Final answer.
No, but in all honesty, I do think.
Yes,
gonna
please
be
tell us in all honesty.
It's gonna be like a Mad Max situation where gasoline is gonna be like top tier.
Oh, something that has practicality. Yeah, it's gonna be...
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
No, you said something that was valuable. I'm saying something that has practicality.
That
Something...
has a use.
Food. Food's gonna be the new currency.
Yeah, water maybe.
Batteries.
Water like.
What do batteries fucking that sounds like such a video game fucking answer. What do batteries actually do? Oh, I got batteries in my fucking alarm clock. Oh man, how's life in the post-apocalypse? I don't know. I wake up at 6 a.m.
That was a journey.
Well, obviously, there are different sized batteries, man. They're not all the size that fit in your clock.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Royal LePage over there. What is Royal LePage? That's a real
Back come from.
Royal LePage! Selling houses in the apocalypse!
This podcast brought to you by Royal LePage. I was Royal LePage. See, I was trying to government. I was trying to think of a fucking. Never mind. I was trying to think of a fucking royalty thing, and the first thing that spilled out of my mind was Royal LePage. I was gonna say like Royalty Jones over here with D batteries. Meanwhile, the rest of us have to make do with fucking double A's.
It's too late. It's too late. Whatever
Anyway.
you're going with that.
Food. Final answer.
The government.
Yeah, the government.
Daryl, sit up so he doesn't have to lean back 17 feet away from the microphone to talk to you.
I just don't. I have a very loud voice. So I don't want.
Daryl 2019. He just sat up and just immediately just went.
My stomach hurts already.
Yeah,
Let's close this podcast out.
Thanks for
Let's
coming.
plug. What do you need to plug, guys?
Oh shit, yeah. We want to say right now, while we're having a fucking good time, we want to make special mention of our $10 and above donors.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people who are going above and beyond. We'd like to give a shout out once again to Biggie and Bones.
Hey.
That's Mr. Bones and Sarush Naruzi.
Woo! Yeah.
They're good people. They're good people.
They're good.
Just remember that. I can't say like check them out or anything like that. I don't know if they have anything released on the internet, but fucking
They do, but
See them on the street though.
give them a hug.
it.
Unless you're like a male and you're hugging Sarush, he's very vehemently sure he's not gay.
Really
Next
sure.
question.
He's just really sure.
Yeah. Do you even have the questions anymore? You irresponsible fuck.
Oh, this one's specifically for you, Paul.
Paul!
So you better shut up and listen.
I'm sorry, I'm shutting up and listening currently.
There's a bit of a backstory to this one, so let's read it out.
Oh god. I already hate this.
Why do you wear the iPod shuffles? And do they work?
Yes. Next
So for context for people, Paul constantly walks around with like 8, is it 8 or 7? 9.
I'm sorry, I was swallowing Pepsi. There wasn't meant to be like a dramatic. Yeah, put a drum roll in there.
It's okay, I'm used to... Never mind.
Yeah, are you used to mouthfuls from me? Are you talking like oral sex references?
Because you blow each other?
Because
Hey,
let
Paul.
me tell you, if we're gonna put sex references in here, I got a lot of stuff to say about you, my friend Drew, and it's not from personal experience.
Alright, let's talk about iPods then.
All right, cool. I called your bluff. Oh boy, you had like a 1, a 3, and a 7. No, wait, a 1 is a good card. Fuck. Yeah,
You
so
mean
the
an ace?
iPod shuffles. No. Yes. Maybe. The iPod shuffles I've had with me for a long time, probably about 2 to 3 full years now. And each one has a different genre of music on it. I used to have my songs on my phone, but I would just look at the titles on the screen and just go keep swiping and going like next, next, next when I just see the title and just go like, I don't want to listen to that today. And I wasn't giving the music a chance, man. Legitimately, like, I listen to the music more readily if I hear the first few notes and I'm like, oh yeah, Africa by Toto. Everyone knows what it fucking is. That sounded like a halfway between Africa and like some sort of quiz show. Shut up. No, shut up. We're answering questions.
I bless the rains
Down in Poland. Oh, anyway. It's an alternate. That was a first draft.
It's a temperate climate there.
It's cold.
Is it cold in Poland?
Yeah, it's fucking
Yeah,
cold.
it's pretty cold.
Because it's in between Germany and Russia.
All right.
So it's like just becoming Russia.
Most like Slavic countries are known for being cold.
Yeah.
I suppose. I never thought of Poland as Slavic.
It's like on the edge.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's like how it really is on the edge of cottage country.
You really want to plug your hometown into fucking everything.
No!
Yes!
No!
You one person, shut up. One person listening to this podcast is going to even know what it really is. How's it going, Cameron? The rest of them are just going to be staring in like awkward confusion at their screens, going like, what the fuck is this guy on about?
I hope they're like washing dishes or something like that.
Yeah, wash your dishes, you fucking slob.
Shout out to all those people multitasking while listening to this.
Hey, wait. If you're listening to this podcast and it's like on a phone, do me a favor, go to your kitchen. You really live like that? You ever consider fucking cleaning?
Hold on. Give them a second to get to their kitchen.
Okay, yeah. You really live like that?
And take a whiff.
Oh, yeah, no, that smells like a place someone should live. That sounds like a place that someone's habitable in.
It smells like garbage, you slob.
Fuck you. All right, so, yeah.
Shuffles.
iPod shuffles. Yeah, they all work. Each one has a different genre of music. And honestly, it's the first thing that people talk about when they talk to me, but I didn't actually plan it for the aesthetic factor. I just legitimately wanted several things that could play music.
They're not meant to be like anecdote.
Genuinely not, but that's like, people recognize that more than my headbands at fucking this point when they see me in person.
Well, in my experience, people usually ask you about the headband the second time they meet you.
Yep.
Because they notice it's a different color.
And then the accent the third time, yeah. Yeah.
If they notice it at all, really.
Yeah, it's very piss weak. What's the next question?
All right. Ooh, this one comes with a smiley face,
Ew.
I hate it.
and it's for all members.
Hold on, let me touch that.
Hashtag
And
not
just
all
like,
members.
That's what I think of your fucking smile. All right, let me glue that back together. All right, read it out.
All right, well, now that it's glued back together, I can read it out.
Cool.
Who was your favorite elementary school or high school teacher,
Delaney.
and how have they influenced your life or career thus far?
He was funny. Is that all that people are gonna fucking say?
I'm waiting for you to finish that thought.
That's all I have to say. Mr. Delaney was fucking cool.
I'm just thinking about my teachers.
Okay. If you need me to expand on my answer, I had a high school teacher who was like really fucking jacked, and he was my math teacher. And his name was Mr. Delaney. He was my grade 9 math teacher. He was shorter than me when I was in grade 9, and I hadn't finished growing yet, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Don't talk about your teachers like that.
So I didn't see his peen. The way to make it
Continue
weird,
your
Drew.
story.
Yeah, so he was jacked as all hell, and he and I would just trade quips all the time and like keep joking with each other. And he was just like a rad dude, and he just loved getting involved with the students as much as possible. So he, when I was in grade 12, because I already like had a good rapport with the guy, he also just like kept starting extracurriculars all over the place. So he started the Stop Smoking Club and like hand out gum to students and stuff like that. And I was like, this is a really cool fucking guy who actually cares about the students.
Can I just ask how many members of the Stop Smoking Club there were?
I don't know. I wasn't in the club. I didn't smoke.
Fair enough.
Weird.
Oh, it was like an AA thing.
Why didn't you join them in solidarity?
What?
I will not smoke with you to help you.
I wanted them to
Not
keep
smoke.
smoking. The people who smoked at my school deserve to die.
Jesus.
I'm kidding. Shout out to Brandon. Anyway, so I'm sure there was a Brandon in my high school who smoked. Anyway,
You know who you are.
yeah, Brandon. He's probably named Brandon. I asked Mr. Delaney, "Hey, I wanna make a club where like people make amateur video games because I was really interested in coding at the time. Would you sign off on that? Because you had to have a teacher there supervising whenever you had an extracurricular." And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And also, he taught fucking Spartacus, which was like an advanced weightlifting class and stuff like that.
Okay. I thought you meant the
no.
movie, and I was like, what?
No. Not because he had the like experience and qualifications, but because he was so jacked that the school just went like, yeah, he'd be the most qualified. Actual fucking
The
facts.
math teacher teaching weight training.
Yeah, because he was jacked and he went to the weights room every day anyway, so he knew all the fucking regulations and shit like that. Every fucking teacher recognized him as that jacked teacher because he was more jacked than any student in the entire school. Like, even the ones that dedicated their entire lives, shitty as it was, like, given that they were only, like, 18, so they didn't have that much of a life yet. Probably didn't if they focused on weightlifting. Than the students.
So this was high school teacher then.
This was high school. Yeah, 100%. And later on, he taught media design for no fucking reason other than no one else wanted to.
Wow. I had some good teachers in high school. I liked Miss Holdsworth, and I had a really good rapport. She was like my grade 11 and 12. Holdsworth? No, grade 9 and 12. Yeah, grade 9 and 12 drama teacher. She was very cool. I also knew her because when I was like just getting out of daycare, because I was in daycare for a long time, because I'm not sure. No, because
grade 9?
both my parents worked, so I needed to be like, and my parents didn't trust us to like just like be around the house. So
Can't blame 'em.
I was in like daycare or like being supervised by people until I was
He put up quotes when he said daycare.
yeah, thank you. Till I was like 10, and when I was like 10, then
He's
like
pointing to us, now he's making a
Yeah.
semicircle with his hands.
the little kids who were like the small kids.
He did like a butt grabbing motion.
No,
when he said
no,
little kids.
no.
And we all saw that, right?
No.
That was a gentle caress when you mentioned little kids.
No,
He was like,
no. Okay, so the little kids who
I was just jacking off.
No, the little kids who were coming in, Miss Holdsworth's kids were part of it. So I knew Miss Holdsworth from when I was like 10.
Grade 10?
No, when I was 10
Oh, okay.
years old. And then she was my drama teacher in grade 9 and grade 12. And so
When you were 9 and 12 or grade 9 and grade 12?
grade 9 and grade 12.
Okay, and when you were 10.
And then when I was 10.
So that's at grade 5.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Keep up, Daryl. Come on.
Yeah, we had a good rapport, and she was really good at drama, and I think she appreciated that I was like really interested in it.
You made Daryl cry.
Which man?
Why do you keep leaning back and speaking in such a quiet voice?
There's too much math!
Stand up and tell us your favorite drama teacher.
I have such a loud voice. Oh.
My favorite teacher was not a drama teacher.
Blasphemy.
It was-
Next. Okay.
She was my grade 4 and 5 teacher. She was great because we would do these like little things to other teachers. Like one time,
Hold on.
like as a class, she'd like get everybody in on something, right? So one time, I guess like one of the teachers was in a play, and then they burned to death or something like that. And so
The teacher?
yeah, in this play. Right?
Okay, the character. Got
Not
it.
like in real life.
No. And so we went to the teacher's class, and we all sang "Burn, Baby, Burn."
That's kind of insensitive, Daryl.
And then we left the class.
Okay, first of all, the song's name is Disco Inferno.
Yeah.
Second of all, there was a
Right.
dead baby.
What?
No.
Okay, cool.
No babies involved. But yeah, we used to do crazy cool stuff like that all the time. And this was during the time also that teachers were going on strike. So we
Oh, the work to rule.
Yeah, work
Yeah.
to rule. And we as students got the idea really from her that we could also strike. And
Yeah,
so
you weren't in high school at the time, were you?
No.
No, yeah.
Can I tell a quick anecdote?
All right.
Were you finished?
There's a little bit more.
Go,
Like,
kids,
yeah, yeah.
finish.
Finish, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we all striked as a class.
Stroke.
We all stroke.
Stop talking about kids like that.
No, Drew!
We all.
That's 2 kid fucking jokes from Drew on this podcast. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Edit that out.
And that spread so much that the entire.
Kid fucking?
We can't edit all this out.
No, the striking. The whole student body striked.
Do you need a moment, Drew? Oh.
See, I was telling a real story, guys. That's the thing. I think that's where I went wrong. Is I told a real story from my life, and I should have just said "get fucked."
I love how we have to narrate whenever Drew loses his shit because he's such a quiet laugher that he just sort of like makes an XD face and falls on my bed. And meanwhile,
right now.
yeah, and meanwhile, we have to go like, "Hey, Drew, are you okay?" Because you are laughing. Because otherwise, you just hear. Yeah, that if that even came through.
Yeah. Okay, so I have an anecdote. Because my mother was an elementary school teacher, so a good amount of my elementary school teachers knew my mom, and by proxy knew me, and I had like seen them get drunk at my house, and I was like 7 years old. So when I was like 11 or 12, there's this guy, Mr. Donahue, who was very cool. He was like super relaxed around my brother and I.
Because he was drunk at the time.
No, because he was at school and he's like, oh, it's the Webster kids. They don't matter. and so one time, so he would do things like if he was like
Donahue, more like Nostradamus. Yeah, go ahead. Nostradamus. Yeah.
if he would do things like if he would he would yell insults at us at recess and be like,
What the fuck? What kind of teacher?
Yeah.
Faggot.
There it is.
He'd do like less intense than that, but he'd do stuff like that. And one
do
time,
stuff like that?
Yeah, one time.
Gay slurs?
No.
Okay,
What?
I'm the only one that can make gay slurs around here. Mr. Donahue isn't bi.
What?
Yeah, well,
I
in
don't
the
know
90s,
that.
In the 90s, that was normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't in school in the 90s.
Oh yeah, you're the only oldie.
It was 2007.
My bad, guys.
Date yourself there.
We had posters up saying that wasn't cool.
need to.
Yeah, one time during lunch, he walked into my room and he threw a roll of Hades.
There's a kitty here.
I forgot Hades was in here.
Hades is a kitty for those that want. Hold on. Hades. Can we get like a meow in here?
Meow.
Let's just hold. That's fake, clearly. Yay!
Run, cat, run!
Toes. Anyway, one time during lunch, Mr. Donahue ran into my room and threw a roll of tape at me and then left. In front of my
There's no
whole class.
context.
Yeah. Or like he would be doing like gym with his class, and then he'd bring the dodgeballs and just start throwing them at me.
He'd be doing gym.
Come on.
We're past that section of the podcast. Grow up, Paul.
Oh, you're right. That was irresponsible of me. Hey, everybody. On behalf of America, I'd like to apologize.
Yeah, this is fucked up, dude.
Yeah. What's the next question? No, wait. You haven't talked yet.
No, I sure haven't.
Yeah. Do you have an answer for this?
Yeah,
You gonna make an XD face?
I might. Don't test me. My,
Go on.
My middle school music teacher. Her name was Miss Johnson.
Because that's code for dick. Ha
Daryl got it too.
I got it. I just didn't laugh.
Ms. Johnson. Like Lyndon Baines Johnson. 41st President of the United States. That's definitely wrong.
Yeah. What was that, Bill Clinton?
I don't know. I'm not your dad.
More like
Obama's 44.
Yeah.
George W. is 43.
So Bill Clinton's 42.
So it would be...
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter, yeah.
Jimmy Carter.
Jiminy Carter.
Give a little peanut. That's a historical reference. All right. So who's your fucking teacher? God, you take so long to answer these.
Yeah, so Miss Johnson, she was pretty cool. She ran musicals with the school for like the grade like 8th through like 5th grade. And the one year I auditioned for it, I auditioned to play the Cat in the Hat in the Seussical Junior. And even though it was a singing role, she told me not to sing because I sucked at it, but that I was a good enough actor to play the part anyway.
Is that like insult or is that sweet?
It's a bit of a backhanded compliment, yeah.
Yeah.
It scarred me for many years.
Sweet, dude.
But it did say who's had the most influence on you, and I'd say that's pretty up there.
Is that what the question said? I thought it was who's your favorite.
Who's your
dual
favorite teacher,
question.
and how did they influence you?
Oh. Mr. Delaney didn't really influence me all that much. I asked who is your favorite and how did they... Could you please put my stuff down?
Yes.
This is like the 3rd time I've asked, you piece of shit.
Well, to be fair, you have a lot of colognes just sitting right here.
Oh, those are all dollar store colognes. Fun fact, I collect dollar store colognes. It's the most fun thing to collect because it's like $1 each and they're all unique scents. And some of them are really fucking good.
Like Sexy Venom?
Is that one?
Yeah, that I dropped.
Yeah, that one smells like a cake and I fucking love it. Hold on.
What's sexy about a cake?
I don't know. I think it's like... I think it's mostly false advertising. But like, smell that shit.
That does smell like cake, yeah.
Yeah. It smells like cake perfume.
Oh god, that's gross.
Is cake gross?
Yeah, cake is
I don't
gross.
smell cake. I smell like first year parties.
Honestly,
Yeah,
that
no,
would probably
that's
be
sexy.
because, cut this out. Bitch. And we're back. I sprayed Drew with the cake stuff. Cool, next question.
Oh, I got him.
Alright, Daryl, you want to read the fucking next question?
Oh yeah, fucking go for it, Daryl.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Get on
Big
that
man.
shit.
This one has no name.
Like the brand.
Yes, that you can only get in Canada. What is your biggest fear?
Ooh, that's a big one. That's not going to be fun when I answer it. You told me, Daryl, earlier on that you were like, you weren't sure where I was going whenever I did more serious sections. I present you with a challenge. Do I actually say what my biggest fear is because it's not that funny? Or do I come up with a comical one like, whales, or some shit?
I think if you have decent, clear enough justification for it, I think it's whatever.
All right.
Whatever it comes to.
I'm not going first because I always go first with you fuck asses.
I can go first.
You always go first if I don't go first. I'm challenging Drew to go first.
Alright, fine. My biggest fear is, I don't know how to put it into words, but it's like the fear of permanent things. So like,
Commitment?
that's part of it. I used to think I was afraid of
Concrete
change,
lasts a long time, yeah.
but it's not permanent.
That's true. Nothing is permanent.
I mean, alright, you got
Jesus Christ.
me. Alright, I have no
what's your
fears.
No, like things that will just like never be reversible.
Yeah, like I thought I was afraid of change, and then it turned out I was just afraid of things that changed into things that'll never go back. So it was like a permanent difference. So things like, commitment,
so like-
death,
So like,
any of that shit.
So your fear is like knowing it could have been better if you didn't do that one thing?
Not even that specific. Just like literally
Permanence.
permanence. Like the idea of getting a career for the rest of my life and being in one career scares me.
Well, good news. Afterschool Arcade is like the most flimsy shit on the planet.
Tattoos? Do
None
they
of us
scare
get dental.
you? Do tattoos scare you?
The idea of getting a tattoo does, yeah.
But
Like
not tattoos?
if I see somebody with a tattoo, I'm not spooked.
Oh, that's weird.
None of us have tattoos, do we?
I have one.
You do? Where?
I have one on my back.
Really? What is it?
It says landing strip. And then it points to your ass.
And then it points upwards. The tattoo guy messed up. What does it say?
There's no words. It's just an anchor.
Could I see it?
Yeah. Sure.
Is it
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
tramp stamp?
No.
Oh, he's taking his shirt off.
Oh, shit.
All the people. This is the timestamp you need to return to.
Bro.
The audio show where someone takes their shirt off.
Yeah. Oh, let's describe it.
Oh. That was the sound effect. I'm not sure if it came out over the music, but whatever.
Good. Yeah.
Oh, look at the way it slinks off his back.
Oh, dude, I've seen that before. That's
I
cool.
don't see it.
It was on the other shoulder.
You have nice skin. Oh, that's cool. Can I have it?
My tattoo?
My skin. Yeah. High five.
Okay, as long as I can keep the tattoo, yes.
Sweet.
What's your biggest fear, Daryl?
My biggest fear is inadequacy.
Inadequacy.
Yes, that I somehow, so inadequacy. Just that feeling of not quite living up to whatever standards that other people have for me. I know other standards that other people have is kind of bullshit, anyways. Like you should set your own standards for your own lives, but there's still that outside pressure at the end of the day, and I succumb to it.
Yeah, there's some like subconscious parts of you that just can't get away from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I totally understand your feeling of your fear of inadequacy.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, no.
That almost went real
Paging
bad.
Dr. Freud! Yeah, no, I totally understand that. I think my greatest fear used to be that, and now it's like something I can't explain, but I'll go last so that I'll find best ways to explain it.
Heights.
Really? It's actually something tangible?
Yeah. I mean, like, maybe if I took some more soul searching, it'd be something more profound. But, like, since I was a little kid, I've been afraid of heights, and I've done a lot of work to make sure that it's not, like, debilitating, but there's still part of me that's like, like, even, like, on, like, a ladder, I'm like, this is tough. My body freaks out. My mind's like, I'm gonna be fine. But, like, yeah. But I did a lot of, like, every chance I get to, like, try and conquer that fear, I do.
Exposure therapy, basically.
Yeah, and when I was a little kid, my, like, parents sort of bred that, like, into me. Like, oh, you should get over that because you shouldn't live the rest of your life with this.
Drew just shoved me because I gave him a weird look when Luke said his parents bred something into him.
Oh man, what is wrong with... I was gonna say me, but you made that joke.
I did not make a joke. I looked at you and you took that to whatever place you wanted to take it before you shoved me into Daryl's knees.
You knew where it was gonna go.
Yeah. Breeding grounds.
That's
with
what you're
your parents. No. I will say it's interesting that I've got like several small fears. So for example, I have a fear of fire. I have a fear of, interestingly, reverse heights, so the opposite of you.
Like vertigo? Like looking up?
Yeah. Where I just look up at something tall and I go, ah! And I start freaking the fuck out.
I sometimes like looking up at the CN Tower from the base. Feel like I'm gonna fall backwards just looking up at it.
Mm-hmm. I also have this, like, primal reaction to yelling where, like, it's not so bad if it's strangers, like, it'll only be uncomfortable in the moment, but there's a very close friend of mine that I'm, like, really, really close with, and they yelled at me once during an altercation, and now I'm genuinely afraid to bring up anything negative against them ever again in person because I'm scared they'll yell at me again.
Jeez.
So, like, anytime since we've gotten close to an altercation, I've just, like, clammed up and going like, okay, you're right, I'm sorry. Okay, we can stop talking about this now. Not necessarily, and they think I'm afraid of conflict. I'm actually just afraid of them getting to the point of yelling at me again. However, my biggest fear, I'd probably say, kind of in line with Daryl's, kind of in line with Drew's, maybe less so than that, is disappointment.
Oh.
Yours, like I said, yours is the tangible one. So, like, inadequacy, if I'm inadequate to someone who I don't care about or never knew or something like that, fucking whatever. But disappointment implies that someone had, like, expectations of me, and I did not meet them. And also it implies that they, like, kind of know who I am. You're not really ever disappointed in someone you don't know about. If the first time you heard of, I'm trying to think of something that wouldn't clearly date this episode. But fuck it, it's the October podcast episode,
So Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, nailed it. If someone, the first time they heard of Justin Trudeau wearing blackface, if like that was the first time they heard of Justin Trudeau, they wouldn't be disappointed. They go like, wow, Prime Minister of Canada does that, huh? But if you like grew up under Justin Trudeau and you're like, oh, he wore blackface, I'm disappointed. As you fucking should be, if you ask me. I'm the most liberal in this fucking podcast. Coming to take our jobs! Anyway.
Do you want a Halls? Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I just think... Never mind. I'm not going to go down that territory.
You know what's even worse? Reverse racism.
Shut up.
This became the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh God, no!
You ever
Please.
tried DMT?
Disappointment's definitely the one thing where it's like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. You know, like that sort of thing.
In terms of like the three classic responses to fear, like fight, flight, or
Freeze. Yeah, because I brought that up to you.
Well,
You knew about it beforehand?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
because I'm freeze.
Okay.
What do you say you respond to disappointment with?
Disappointment?
Or like the fear of disappointing somebody?
The fear of disappointing someone, I don't respond with anything, because like the fear, it's always there in my head. Yeah, we're gonna get fucking real. Fuck you, Daryl. I suffer with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and one of the symptoms of that is paranoia, where I'm constantly thinking that everyone doesn't like me or that people are out to get me and stuff like that. And it is genuinely something that's extremely hard to struggle with when you're a performer, let alone anybody just like that's just doing their fucking job day in and day out. And yeah, so I sort of have to just live with the fact that I think that people are going to be disappointed with me constantly. But as soon as I get any shred of evidence about that, so for example, I was completely comfortable around this friend until the moment they yelled at me, and that sort of broke the illusion that yeah, everything's fine and they treat me really well. Now I'm starting. I think of them as everybody, as I do everybody else, where like they could snap at me at any moment, and I need to make sure that I don't invest myself too heavily into the idea that they won't ever do that. So I'm always like ready to fight or flight, I guess, is the best thing. When it
But
actually
like broken
happens,
trust.
yeah. When it actually happens, I know for a fact the answer is freeze.
Fair.
Yep. Yeah, that's all of our fucking fears.
Yeah, you want to do another question?
Yeah. Whoa, Daryl,
I'm
what appeared in
doing
your
it.
lap?
Okay, another question from an unknown writer.
Oh.
We gave instructions.
That's okay, the last two have names.
Okay.
Oh, sweet. Shout out to those guys. You'll find out who. You gotta stick around to the end of the podcast. Oh, kitty!
Okay, question. Do each of you have a favorite improv or drama game? Why is it your favorite? This is bullshit.
That's bullshit. Fuck
Bullshit.
this. Skip, pass. Not gonna do that one.
Who would answer a question about improv on an improv podcast?
Fuck you.
What?
Let's
What?
talk about our deep-seated anxieties again.
And dicks. Teacher dicks, specifically.
Fucking!
Thanks, Daryl. Improv game. Favorite improv game. That's tough because, like, it's gonna be stuff very specific of, like, oh man, I like Go. Meanwhile, everyone's sitting at home is like, what the fuck is Go?
Well, like, explain the game.
Oh, then we have to fucking... We just had a discussion about how, like, people over-explain shit.
I have things to do today.
I'm so bored! God, I want to listen to anything other than this podcast. I could be reading to my kids right now.
You don't have kids.
Well, then it's settled. Alright, so my favorite improv game. No, you want to go? You want to fucking go?
Alright, fine. I'll
wanna
go
fight?
first.
Actually,
right now?
mine's a really bad example because it's a game I invented, so I
Alright,
feel
I'll go
shitty
second.
about it. No, it's fine. Go ahead.
No.
Hey, Luke, what's your favorite improv game?
Probably like maybe new.
This is great content.
New. Sure, I
Daryl, do you have an answer?
New
that's actual-
choice.
What is new choice?
It's when improvisers are doing a simple like 5-minute scene or whatever, but there's someone in the audience that says new choice every time they say something. So if they're like, "Oh, what's your favorite oatmeal?" and you'd be like, "Apple cinnamon."
New
Someone goes,
choice.
Banana cinnamon.
New choice.
Coffee. And then you continue the scene.
Alright.
It's
I get it now.
Yeah, the thing I don't like about it is that every scene is the same.
Yeah, where they're just like, hey, reasonable thing, new choice, slightly less reasonable thing, new choice, contradictory thing, new choice, completely stupid random thing, and then the person just leaves it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a formula. But I was under pressure. I just like open scenes, honestly. I like what we can do.
Yeah. I really enjoyed a scene where someone, I think it was like our friend Jonas, was doing a scene of new choice, and then he was like, oh, you just turn left, new choice, you just turn right, new choice, you go up, new choice, you go down, new choice, you take a left, then a right, new choice, you take a right, then a left. And they new choiced him like 16 fucking times, and each time, like, on his face, it was like, as the character more panicked. It was a lot of fun. That's a good way to like mix up the formula.
Yeah.
Rather than just say new choice 4 times and just wait till he says something totally random. XD alligator. What was like in the MySpace days? Rower. Yeah. It means I love you in dinosaur. What's your favorite improv game, Drew? You said you'd go second.
Yeah, honestly, you guys probably don't like mine because of the previous conversation.
Yeah,
But
you're right.
Yep, I hate it.
Yeah,
my
it sucks,
favorite
honestly.
You guys
improv
want to
game
get out of here and get Harvey's? Leave Drew
is
to...
called Survivor. And
Let's go get
Wait,
Harvey's.
3, 2, 1. Ah! 3, 2, 1. Ah! 3, 2, 1. E. 3, 2, 1. Oh! Alright. That was a Yahoo jingle.
Government.
Really, Survivor?
I feel like such an outsider on this podcast.
Maybe if you sat close to the microphone, like literally the rest of us.
I'm literally the closest, other than you, to the microphone.
Literally! Not the thing that processes the sound.
Yeah, it's called the diaphragm.
Like for ladies?
Diaphragm for New from Gillette. The diaphragm for ladies.
Question mark.
Ladies, has this ever happened to you?
What is Survivor?
It's a game in which
Oh, okay.
some of you who went to our most recent show might be familiar with some of the aspects, but you do a short scene, about a minute, with about 5 people, and then the audience votes on somebody to vote out, like the reality TV show Survivor. And the rest of the 4 of them have to do that whole scene again, but without the other actor. So they end up filling in the gaps for where that character was, and eventually you get down to one person, and they have to play every single part in the scene, and be the whole scene by themselves.
Spy themselves.
And it was very exhausting. So it's one of those games that's rewarding if you don't get voted out because you get to do the final scene, but also it's a sigh of relief if you do get voted out because you don't have to go through the pain of doing the final scene.
That makes sense.
A big part of that game is sadism.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the audience going, who do I hate the most and who do I want to see do this painful thing?
Which kind of sucks when you're doing it in like a club setting because usually it just means that the less popular people get voted out more easily. And in some clubs, usually, gonna say it right now, I don't know why, the women keep getting voted out before the men. And like every time I see that, like when say there's 3 girls, 2 guys, whenever the girls get eliminated before the 2 guys, I'm always just sitting there going like, why?
Yeah.
Like,
There's some like subconscious things boiling up to the surface.
Like if it's one game, it's like, oh man, what a crazy coincidence. But when you see it happen game after game after game, you're just like, ha ha ha, this is getting uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You want me to go next, or do you have something?
I'll go.
All right.
This is a game that a fellow improviser made. I've only really played it a couple times, but I love it.
It's called Meanwhile.
No, that's mine.
It's called, I'm just going to say Tinder Date.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
And basically how it's set up is that you go through a round of characters, right? And each character goes up to the audience and gives their best pitch, like, oh hey, I'm Chad, I like surfing on a surfboard or whatever, and then...
And Hollandaise.
And, yes, and Hollandaise. So
Hollandaise! Why is it always happening? It's like Jaws falling off.
She's like, I guess he likes hollandaise.
That's such a weird sauce. Isn't that only an egg?
Wow, you're so quirky. I watch Wes Anderson movies and New Age Doctor Who.
Fuck you, Stacy.
I use green onions.
Oh shit, we used Chad and Stacy in the same thing. This is not gonna pay out well. Keep talking, Daryl.
Okay, got it.
So basically, if the audience likes that character, they say swipe right. And that character's in the scene, and then they have to find a partner to suit that Chad or whatever.
Yeah, of course it's the Chad that gets... Never mind.
Yeah.
Those guys finish last.
All women are the same. Bone structure.
Oh no.
What?
No, we're not gonna fucking...
It's an incels thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did I already call you my little cookie crumble this podcast, Drew? Good.
You've used that one already.
Fantastic. My favorite improv game, I feel like such an asshole for saying this, but it's genuinely my favorite, is one that I invented. It's called Meanwhile. And the reason I like it is because in the game, I'm not going to explain all the rules because it's really complicated, but basically you play one character the entire time, and the only way that you can, like, change the scene is by saying, meanwhile, from the back. You can't even say it while you're in the scene. You have to be on the back line. The back line, for people that don't know, is when you're not in the scene, and you're just, like, waiting to be in the scene. Yeah, so it's like a sequential event where you can only play one character. It's, like, taking place in 20 minutes of real time, because it's a 20-minute scene. And, yeah, I like it because you play one character, and I really like it when you have to get trapped in one character, and you have to, like, feel out the character and make that one person and their mundane life interesting, rather than, like, let's cut to explosions and Jean Valjean. It's like boring. I've already seen Les Mis in a fucking volcano. I don't fucking care.
It's kind of interesting that
Men like you can never change. A man such as you.
Men like you can never change. Men like you can never change.
To jamais.
What if he just forgot his lines? He's like, jamais. You ever hear karaoke of that shit?
Yeah, you've seen that. You've shown me that.
You know, but like other karaoke where just people are just messing up on that shit. Because they always know that. Yeah. I am warning you, Javert! It's fucking great. And they try to like come back with the heroic voice, and it's like, meanwhile, your name is like Gordon, and you're 46 and overweight, and you can go home to your dissatisfied wife for all I care.
Sincere apologies to all Gordons out there. It's not
It's
you.
funny. It's funny. I only know like one Gordon, and he's really in shape and really cool as a human being.
Yeah, and he's married.
Yeah, he is married.
but he's not 46.
No. You know what? Yeah, take the clap away. You'll never be 46. That's...
Is that a threat?
Oh,
Whoa!
That's-
okay, so I'm normally just used to saying like...
Cut that out.
Yeah.
You'll never be this, but when I say you'll never be a certain age, it sounds like I'm gonna kill him when he's 45.
Yeah, it does.
If I end up killing him when he's 45, for the record, that would be hilarious.
Wait, are we gonna be played in court if that happens?
Did it just for the jokes.
Do it for the vine.
Your Honor, in episode 4 of the Afterschool Arcade podcast, Credit Zero, titled Dick Wheels, they had a
We didn't even
section...
get there yet. I mean, go on, man.
It had a section where they threatened to kill this man named Gordon before he's 46. Can we name this episode Dick Wheels?
Yeah, so it matches up?
Yeah, so it matches up.
People
yeah.
are gonna be like waiting for it to come up, and then it comes up, and I'm like, oh.
Wow. Much like the actual idea of Dick Wheels,
Yeah.
kind of disappointing,
Kind of a
even though it
letdown.
sounds exciting. Right. What was the question again?
Favorite improv game?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I basically said all I needed to say. I like it when you're trapped as one character. Next.
As I fall, never know you like when it's a free
Can
fall.
I read the next one?
Shoot
Sure.
a little dip,
All right.
there a little touch.
All right, here we go.
Emotion.
Could you please
Much.
stop? Do you remember that show we did in January where you wouldn't stop singing the Arthur theme, and I tried to do literally anything else, and you kept singing the fucking Arthur theme?
Yeah, I remember that.
Wasn't that our greatest show ever?
No.
Fuck you. All right, so our friend, our friend Kelly asks,
When you're walking down the street.
"Shut up! What is the best / worst thing you've ever done?"
That's
Oh, woo! Again, legitimate answer is sad. I'm not sure if I want to fucking.
One time, can I answer?
Yeah.
Okay, this is both. This is both the best and worst. One time I was in a show. And this guy was like trying to do offers, and I just kept singing the Arthur theme, and it was hilarious.
It was hilarious to you.
And then I smoked that dang kush after that show.
Yeah, you did. I got Arthur on the brain. I was thinking that our housemates are blasting music as they usually do. I thought they were blasting the Arthur theme.
That would be so. I would not have any complaints about the noise if it was the Arthur theme.
I would if it was done at like, I don't know, 3 a.m. and I was trying to sleep and it's the homecoming fucking...
Yeah, you wouldn't be like, listen to your heart, listen to the beat. You're just in bed, listen to the rhythm of the street.
Anyway, so, best / worst thing you've ever done. Is that your legitimate answer?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, cool. Daryl, you said you were gonna pass?
Get back to me.
Alright, cool. Maybe even for best. Alright, Drew?
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Best thing I've ever done. Ooh. I actually need to think about this. Do you need to
Best
think about
thing's
yours?
hard because like there's good things you've done, and then it's like
Okay.
none of those matter.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have to
yeah.
pick the Best.
Also, I'm not if it's the best thing you've ever done, odds are you did it with pure intent, and you're not thinking of it as, man, this is the best thing
Yeah.
I've ever done.
You're gonna be humble about it.
I guess I'm also thinking about like best thing you've done for a person, and maybe it's just like the best thing you've accomplished. Okay, you know
Yeah.
what? The craziest thing I've ever accomplished in my life. I'm not sure if I ever brought this up on
Not
the
that
podcast.
question, but sure.
Best thing you've ever done. That could be interpreted as that.
Weirdest thing you've ever accomplished?
How about this?
No,
You
like
tell us what
greatest,
it is.
Greatest thing I've ever accomplished.
Oh, you tell us what it is. We'll judge you for it.
All right, cool. You know what? I'm going to give you 2 candidates.
Okay.
Number 1, when I was in kindergarten, yes, I possibly have peaked in kindergarten. I wrote to the Prime Minister about pollution.
Oh yeah.
Jean Chrétien, Prime Minister of Canada, one day received a letter from me, which was actually a drawing, a really shitty drawing, because I was in senior kindergarten and couldn't exactly draw well to begin with. And it was just about pollution and shit like that. So I drew like heaps of garbage and a recycling thing and circled it like to as if to say, yes, this. And I'm sure my fucking senior kindergarten teacher had to enclose like an accompanying letter saying like, hey, so this garbled mess, this is what the student's trying to say about it. Because she read a book aloud to class and it was like, yeah, not only us average citizens need to care about the environment, mayors, also like political people, like the most important thing.
Mayors like the other people. in
Yeah.
office,
And
whatever their names are.
I just remember that mayors was a specific word in there, and I was like, what's better than mayors? The Prime Minister! I'll write to him. And of course I was that self-entitled fucking age where it's just like, yeah, write to the fucking Prime Minister about pollution. Why the fuck not? So yeah, I drew a letter, and fucking she had to, my teacher had to include like a fucking translation of just like, this is what he was trying to do. And Prime Minister Jean Chrétien sent back a letter saying like, I am so pleased to hear from bright young Canadians like yourself. I want you to know that the government of Canada is working very hard to clean up our environment. You know, like, whatever you'd sent back to a senior kindergarten dude. And he was like, with this letter, I'm pleased to include a signed photograph. Never fucking included one, Jean Chrétien. It was just the fucking letter. I never got my fucking signed photograph. If you're still alive, I'm pretty sure he is. I'm coming for you.
Way to date the episode.
I'm coming for you. And I'm gonna kill you.
You'll never make it to 46.
You just threatened a former prime minister with
I think
death.
that's treason.
Jean Chrétien, you were my favorite prime minister of my living years. I could not possibly threaten harm on you, except that one time I did, but it was in jest. I love you. You did really great things for the country. Yeah, that's all I've got to say about that one instance. That's one.
Right.
The other one,
Round 2.
round 2, is this past June, I went for my black belt exam. Beforehand, I had to get invasive chest surgery. The doctors did what was called thoracotomy, which is like a cut down like my fucking boob, to remove a pneumothorax, or whatever the fuck. I'm not a medical guy. But yeah, they cut into my chest and removed a bad part of the lung. And fucking... Man, my god, brain.exe just stopped working. Whatever. So yeah, after they cut that through, I had to go through physio. 2 weeks later was my fucking black belt exam. The black belt exam is a week long, and it includes some of the most fucking like, I can't do this shit anymore, fucking physical work for 6 hours a day.
Whoa.
For an entire week.
Whoa.
So, idiot me decides, you know what, I already signed up for this, let's fucking do it.
Even immediately after surgery.
Immediately after chest surgery, and there are certain moves, no one can see it on the podcast, but I had to like do this, and you can imagine
like a back elbow?
Yeah, and for the record, the cut is like, imagine if you like cut under, like even in just like a semicircle under the boob. Yeah, that's what it basically looked like. It looked like I wanted to get like silicone tits and gave up halfway through. That's what it looks like on my left fucking chesticle. So fucking yeah, I had to do like a week of that, and I got my black belt, but also I probably increased my pain period or whatever the fuck it's called by like a month and a fucking half, and it was agony for like the next week. I couldn't lift my arm. I couldn't. Nice. Well, not necessarily Picasso's blue period. No, that was pain. Yeah, good point.
What about the modern period?
The modern period?
Yeah!
You mean
It used to be a
what
bigger
punctuates the
dot.
end of a sentence?
What?
So yeah, so yeah, I couldn't lift my arm above like my shoulder level, and it was awful. But yeah, I accomplished that. So those are the two candidates for best thing I've ever done. Me wrote a shitty letter when I was kindergarten is gonna be my answer for that.
All right.
You said you judge me. Go ahead.
I judge positively on that one.
Yeah, I'd say the kindergarten was the best. The black belt was the worst.
The worst thing I ever did. Honestly, yeah.
And that it was a mistake. Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
worst thing that you did for yourself.
You could have just
Yeah.
put it off a
It's
little bit
us.
longer.
I also just don't want to answer the worst thing I've done for other people. I'm human. I've made really shitty mistakes, and I feel guilty as sin for even like remembering the worst thing I've ever done to somebody. If you're listening to it, I'm really sorry for that thing that I did.
You know who
It's
you
okay,
are,
dude.
Brandon.
Yeah. No, he can still die for all I care.
You're not
with-
going to apologize to him?
No, of course not. He and Jean Chrétien can share the same fucking grave, as far as I'm concerned.
How many questions do we have left?
Well, we haven't answered this one, my friend.
Yeah, but after that.
One.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's okay.
You fucking snake.
It's not even 9. I mean, it's whatever time it is in your area.
5:30. Yes, sir. All right. So
Alright,
who
so
hasn't? Shut up.
Go.
Who hasn't answered? What is the best/worst thing you've ever done? I think Daryl.
That's correct. So I guess I'll go for the worst. I don't know if this is the worst, but it was the worst at the time. I still feel
What are
pretty
you, fucking Charles Dickens? It was the best at the time. It was the worst at the time. Hey, yeah.
Tale
Yeah.
of two titties. That's the worst thing I've ever done.
The Tale of Two Cities? Oh, that's it.
Are you okay? Are you on a different plane of existence, you poor innocent soul?
Yeah, I am. I worked a full day. I'm tired.
Oh.
Okay. So, a little disclaimer. This does involve some, shady deals. Some shady things went on. So I was part of a band in high school, just after high school. I guess.
Holy shit!
Yeah, shady things happened.
You didn't smoke the devil's grass, did you?
That was the least of our worries.
Why are you from, like, Oklahoma?
You didn't smoke the devil's grass, did you? Your father and I worry about you.
They'll worry after this. So
I'm worried you're mixing up with that Brandon from high school. He's got the girl hair and takes 10 seconds to answer a question.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Mom. Anyway, oh my God, that's why you talk like you're always done with people.
Yeah. That's how I talk to my mom.
Ouch. All right, go ahead.
All right. Yeah. So in this band, I had some guys that they dealt certain things, certain drugs, let's say.
Cocaine.
No.
Ecstasy.
Yeah.
Ecstasy. Oh my God, I was not expecting to get it right on the second time.
MDMA.
We have not dealt in any of that stuff, for the record.
No.
Just a
no, I
disclaimer.
didn't either.
Yeah.
Ew.
But
Squares.
yeah, we had jammed at my house, and
I like how we're worried about fucking drugs when meanwhile I was like, I'm gonna kill Jean Chrétien.
yeah. Nobody's gonna care. He's not prime minister anymore.
No one's gonna notice if he's dead.
But yeah, so they got a bunch of these pills or whatever, and while I was in the shower in my house, they had split up these pills amongst a couple of the guys. And so we went out. We were gonna do some smoking of the green.
Devil's lettuce.
Yeah, it's
Green.
legal now. I think we're that one's clear.
Yeah, but it wasn't
In
at the
our
time.
country.
Yeah, it's true. Canada, baby. Shout out to this podcast sponsored by Canada.
And Jean Chrétien.
Jean Chrétien. Where'd he go? We don't know. He was last seen in his house 6 days ago. If he dies during the fucking production of this podcast, I'm not putting this episode out.
Yeah.
Is this leading to the best or worst thing you've ever done?
It's the worst. It's
Okay,
definitely
cool.
the worst. So we go outside to smoke, and one of my friends
He's dead.
also does some shady things.
Okay, I wasn't correct.
No, he
I killed him.
he spray painted or tagged part of my neighborhood, which alerted the authorities in one form or another. I guess the neighborhood watch, which eventually alerted the authorities.
The SWAT team.
I love how your story of the worst thing you ever did led with your band members doing ecstasy, your friend fucking tagging everything. I want to know how this is going to accumulate in, like, you being a piece of shit.
Yeah, okay, well, listen up. It gets worse. So we go to a park and we start smoking. There's like multiple joints going around in this group of...
Oh man, it's like a skeleton.
Yeah, it's just lots of bones being roasted.
That's the worst things you ever did.
And yeah, they lit off some fireworks too, some firecrackers. And yeah, eventually some cruisers came by. They went up on the grass and then they shined.
Sean! Oh, we got through it that way. Sean!
Oh, I was not expecting that at all.
Woo! Welcome to me, baby. Go on.
Yeah, they put those big lights on us. We were kind of screwed. And a couple of them just sort of ditched their, whatever it was, their pills, right? Because they were worried they were going to get caught dealing or whatever else. So, of course, the police eventually find those pills in a bag somewhere. And they're like, okay, whose is this? Right? And it was that big moment of like, nobody's saying shit, right?
Oh no.
Daryl.
Did you 6ix9ine them?
Okay, I don't know what that means other than sex. What are you trying to say?
Well, let Daryl finish his story.
All right.
Yeah. And so, the police sort of did that classic intimidation technique where they were like,
sucking my dick and I sucked theirs.
Classic, yeah, that's exactly where I was going.
6ix9ine.
Stop resisting! Oh no! Oh,
you have the right to remain silent.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, if nobody fesses up, we're going to charge all of you. And it went down to the wire, and I was like, it's like, okay, we're going to count down to 1. And then at 1...
Are they fucking parents?
Yeah.
Were they white?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were white.
Yeah, they were white.
Actually, everybody in this particular story was white.
I knew it! Fucking what? Yeah, okay, go on.
Yeah. I ended up pointing the finger at one of my friends, one of my bandmates.
You ratted out your friend? You dimed on him?
Yeah.
You fucking snitched?
I did.
Was it correct or was it incorrect?
It was correct. He ended up passing the blame onto some other guys as well, in order that he didn't take the full fall of the thing. I guess if you have a certain number of pills, you can be caught with trafficking, and that's like a much bigger charge.
If each person's
You know
like
what?
5.
You know what, Daryl? I'm gonna say this for the record. I don't think that's the worst thing you've ever done, because if I were in that situation and I took part in the ecstasy, I feel like this is just like me imagining this, obviously. Who knows what reality would be. I imagine that if I did the ecstasy, I would have put my hand up and went, "It was me, officer," because I don't want us all to get time.
Yeah, and you're tripping.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a tripping. However, I've never fucking done any drugs. Anyway, but if it were like me and I'd never done ecstasy and everyone else had, I'd probably also dime on him. If I knew that I was going to get charged for something I didn't do, and just hope that they understood. I don't think that's the worst thing you've done. I think it's a pretty understandable.
Well, thanks, but I feel like it's still something that weighs on me, you know.
That's fair.
And it was a learning lesson.
Do you think that they'll catch up to you and they'll be like, Monsieur le Maire, you wear a
It's the cop that sings that, though.
Yeah, that's what the cops say.
I feel like the guy would come up to Daryl and be like, "Before you say another word, Daryl." Doesn't work that well.
It means I'm free. This woman left a suffering child.
So that's the worst thing. Did they go to jail?
No, they had some court cases and stuff. I don't think they ended up doing any time. I think it was just some community service or whatever else.
I threatened to kill a prime minister once. You're fine in terms of bad things you've done.
We're still waiting on the police.
Yeah.
We're waiting on the government.
I mean, I've called them.
Hey, Drew, how's it going over there? Did you already answer this?
I'm just inching farther and farther away from the microphone at this point.
Don't worry, the viewers can hear.
No, I haven't answered that.
All right, you just answered, I answered, you answered? I answered. Cool, all right. Go ahead.
Oh, jeez.
That pop filter's going haywire.
One of the things I feel really bad about. All right,
All right, you ready to project? Go ahead.
I have a thing about like people making me choose between two people, like the classic, like it's me or the dog,
Oh.
and you pick like
That's so
like
petty.
you have to pick one of the two.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of thing, but
You
with like
choose
friends.
the dog. I know you. You
Oh
choose
yeah,
the dog.
100%. But if it was like two friends that like can no longer be friends, and they were like, you have to pick between these two friends, I would
You,
like.
you know I'm giving you this
Oh
expression.
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Kind of in a similar situation right now. Go
I
ahead.
would have a really hard time picking, and almost always pick the person who didn't ask me, because if you're forcing me to choose, then like to me that's like a betrayal of the friendship,
Yeah.
and like I'm gonna choose the other person. So I sort of preemptively said something about that when two of my friends broke up, like they were dating, they were in a relationship.
Ooh, that's bold, Drew.
And the one person who I'd been friends with for a while and had gotten out of like an abusive relationship and into a relationship with this other friend, who the first person kind of didn't want us to be friends, I sort of said, if like I have to choose between the two of you, I would choose you. And that got to the other friend, and like they asked me about it when they were like super drunk and already like crying basically for like different reasons, but I haven't brought it up again since. I still feel like we haven't talked about it.
How long
or, like,
ago was
clear
this?
the air. Oh, like
5 years
5
ago.
years-ish.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you haven't talked about it since, almost all the cells in their body have been replaced. Do you
No.
think they give a shit?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe
That's fair.
it's one of those things that like I feel really bad because I didn't need to say it. I didn't like fully not mean it, but it came out wrong and
Who
like
holds a grudge for 5 years, dude?
you'd be surprised.
You good point. You grew up a drama major.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know
yeah.
how to deal with drama.
Yeah.
Or start it.
Yeah. You're one of like the few tolerable people I know that are drama majors.
I'm just tolerable. Wow.
No, like anybody who actually even just breaks that threshold.
And even the way you said that was very dramatic.
Yeah, fuck you.
Well,
Just tolerable.
Government.
all right. I feel like I answered that question.
Jimmy Carr?
succinctly.
That's actually a really good impersonation.
That is.
Thank you, I've never tried
Not
that
high
before.
pitch, but yeah.
You just need to go like a little bit lower pitch. Yeah,
That's basically. Cool. Did you answer the best thing you've ever done, Daryl?
No, but this is a
think it was
in
a-
a slash. It says best.
Yeah,
slash
yeah,
worst.
okay.
It's like an and/or.
I don't
Yeah.
have
All right.
a
Do we
I
want to
don't
move on?
have
Do we want to move on?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
This is the last question of the night. It's from one of my close friends.
Okay. Do we
All
want to name them on the like the first name? Or
Yeah,
something?
Drop
Yeah,
that
okay.
name on us right now, DJ.
This question comes from
Emily! And she asks for some advice with her career. What should she do?
Oh.
for
Not
a
listen
career?
to us. Not listen to us.
So
He
does-
said, what should I do for a career?
Yeah. So, like, who here considers themselves the most world-wise or economically literate?
Okay, everyone, hands up. Ready? Okay. Put your hand down if you have never been outside of Canada.
All right, everybody's hand is still up.
Yep, we're good. All right. Hands go down if you have not been to more than 2 countries, including Canada. So if you left Canada once to go to 1 country, your hand goes down. Everyone's hands are still up. All right. Hands go down if you would say that you're not at least conversational in 1 extra language other than English. Yeah, 2 hands have gone down. All right, Daryl and I are still in the game. All right, to prevent bias, I need you two to
Half and
ask
half.
questions. So world-wise,
World-wise.
figuring out who's the most world-wise among us.
Hands down, if you, if there is no place, if there is a place that is not in the Commonwealth that you would feel like pretty comfortable in.
What the fuck is that question?
The Commonwealth.
The British Commonwealth.
The British Commonwealth.
So if I would not feel comfortable in another, did your hand just go down?
Is there a country that's not in the Commonwealth that you would feel like you would very easily slide into the lifestyle of?
No, there are countries that are in the Commonwealth that I would not be comfortable sliding into that
So
lifestyle.
put your fucking hand down.
That wasn't the question, though.
No.
Yeah.
Well, then keep your hand up.
All right, what's the next question,
yeah,
Drew?
man.
What's the next question, Drew? You need to eliminate one of us.
I mean, I could target something and make it easy, but let's try to keep it
You're
very
gonna target
general.
me then.
Put your hand down if the second letter in your name is an A.
Ding!
All right.
Both.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Put your hand down if you have never read a non-fiction book written by like a very prestigious either scientist or economic genius.
Do philosophy books count? I've read The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli.
Yeah, I would count that.
All right, cool. We both up?
I mean, like I've read them for school. That doesn't.
Have you read every page or just the readings?
No, it's like a.
It's like a full book.
book.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
If it's the full book, then that counts.
Oh yeah, and I've read Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, who considers himself like economics based. So
Isn't that the like Pony Boy one?
What are you on about? No, that's Cowboy Bebop.
No. They burned down like a church.
What are you on about? No, you're thinking of something way different.
True, your dreams are too vivid.
Outliers is about like these interesting exception cases where like certain things have happened, like why people think Asians are really good at math based on their history,
okay.
and like how the Beatles got successful when there were basically 1,000 bands that were just like the Beatles, and now everyone thinks that the Beatles were unique and actually brought something new to the table when they actually didn't. It was a time period that brought something new.
So it's like stories about kind of weird things that
Yeah.
happen.
And it was the whole idea of like there's no perfect pasta sauce, there's perfect pasta sauces in advertising.
Yeah.
Yeah, Outliers like brought that idea into the mainstream.
All right.
So put your hand down if...
Luke's turn.
Okay. Go ahead, Luke.
Put your hand down if you've spent 48 hours straight.
I'm gonna put my hand down now.
I guess Daryl would.
Oh, what?
All right. So what is it?
48 hours straight in a foreign country with no sleep.
What the fuck? You spend 48 hours straight in a foreign country with no sleep. So yeah, both of us have to fucking.
Well, I guess no one wins then.
No one spends 24 hours straight not awake.
People do that.
Have you?
Have you spent even 48 hours awake?
Yeah. But it wasn't in a foreign country.
Why the fuck was that? What the fuck is wrong with you? That's such a bad question. All right, hands back down. Hands back up for us. If we both get eliminated
at once, it doesn't count. Your turn to ask, Drew. This is the fucking stupidest part of this podcast.
We could just move on.
We can. It's two people left.
It's gonna burn at my core to know that
Okay,
fucking.
hold on. So let's just review what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
We're asking questions to figure out who's
Who's
the
the
most
most
worldly
worldly
and economically savvy to give unqualified advice to someone
Emily.
only one person knows.
That is correct.
Excuse me, I've met her before.
That is true.
Okay.
I've seen her face.
There we go.
I've met Bob Ray before. He's not my friend.
Oh, my neighbor used to, or not my neighbor. My one family member used to be his neighbor, and they saw him like in his bathrobe in the morning collecting the mail.
Oh shit, you guys are like cousins.
Yeah, they saw his bathrobe. Honestly, they probably could have seen his peen if they wanted to.
I've never seen any of my cousins in a bathrobe.
I haven't. It's one of my cousins, and they saw Bob Ray in a bathrobe. It's very specific.
Can't say that. All right.
Moving on.
Yeah. So
Give us a question, Drew.
Put your hands down if you have never won a game of Monopoly.
ah. I have.
You both know how to handle your money.
Oh, dude, I play so militantly. I win fucking like every time against my family, but like every time is like 5 times across my entire life, probably. Yeah.
I have a question. Hands down, if you don't have any investments.
That's not a question.
Do you have any investments?
Yes, I've got $1,000 invested into SPY in an account that I told myself I would never touch until I'm 30.
Nice.
SPY is like a it's a mutual fund, so it's not a stock, so it's like betting on a sector of the economy. Yeah. All right.
All right.
We got a winner, folks.
It's you, Paul. What should Emily do with her career in the short time you've known her?
Die. All right. So, yeah, this is not gonna end.
You
up well.
and Jean Chrétien.
You, Brandon and Jean Chrétien, the same unmarked grave in the middle of Trenton, New Jersey.
You know, if it's gotta be an unmarked grave, I wouldn't mind some company.
Is that your Jean Chrétien impersonate?
You know,
Why don't you put my dead dog in there as well?
I loved when he got like a smear campaign where like the conservatives made fun of the way his face was shaped.
Yeah.
And he was like, they made fun of me because I talk out of one side of my mouth. I'm not like the conservatives where I talk out of both sides of my mouth.
They're like, oh, baby.
also, I'm like,
You got him.
yeah, that it works because that's like damage that's happened from a stroke. Like they made fun of his like being a stroke victim.
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, but he had that
I
joke
make fun of-
stocked up like for years.
Oh,
just
yeah.
waiting for somebody to bust that out.
100%. I'd make fun of Tim Curry. He had a stroke.
But
I wouldn't
you
make fun of him
for
for
the
the
stroke?
stroke. No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't make fun of him for the stroke. I'd make fun of the fact that he was in that one game. What was that one? There was there was a video game where he played a Russian guy, and first of all his accent goes from like Russian to German to Scottish over the course of like 50 minutes of gameplay. Have you played it?
No, I've never played it.
Oh, but you've seen the footage?
Yeah.
Yeah, and at one point you beat his forces, and he's like, I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. And then he's trying to say the last word, but he can't because he's laughing too hard at how stupid the fucking line is, and eventually goes, Spice!
You gotta look it up.
If you want to laugh, please look up on YouTube Tim Curry Space. You will have a darling time. I don't remember what game it's from, but it's from like one of those like modern 2008 games where it's like, we can use fucking full motion video. And they hired Tim fucking Curry to be the main bad guy. It's priceless.
It's not even voice acting, it's just like him.
It's just him, yeah. Nowadays he does voice acting only because like the poor guy had a stroke and he's in a wheelchair and stuff like that. And my hat goes out to him. He still works despite that.
Yeah,
That's
he's
gotta be
still-
such a setback.
Still amazing.
I haven't heard any of his voice work afterwards, so I don't want to lie and say like, yeah, he's still amazing because I haven't heard it. But yeah.
I'm not saying amazing, right? He's just like a cool dude.
Oh yeah, he probably is. Yeah. So Emily, what should your career prospect be? What was that? Yeah, here we go. What should I do for a career? I'm a really bad example of that because fucking like I'm always the type of person that goes, do what you feel is right. I know for a fact I'd die if I had to do a 9 to 5 every single day for the fucking rest of my life. That is not the type of person that I can be. I worked at a convenience store for like 2 months and it almost fucking wrecked me. I can do certain jobs like be a temp at a desk because then I can write in my spare time or do something creative. But like yeah, at a convenience store, fucking people will like take advantage of you. And I'm not saying like the customers, I'm saying the company. Like I had to stop wearing headbands because people complained, which is the manager's way of saying I don't want it.
Yeah.
Because who the fuck would go up to a manager and go like, one of your employees was wearing a headband? What the fuck? Like no one would fucking say that.
Is that something you think is acceptable here?
Yeah. I couldn't change the radio station even though it kept playing Ed Sheeran's Shape of You. Easily my least favorite fucking song in the entire world, on loop over and fucking over again. I was like, can we change this? And she's like, no, people would complain. And I'm like, I feel like you're lying to me. Fuck you.
I'm not trying to change it to country.
Yeah, I'm gonna change it to never mind. You know what I'm saying?
Shape of You, if you know what I mean.
Hey yo, Ed Sheeran.
More like Ed you're not good. That's what I got.
Just an anecdote on Ed Sheeran's Shape of You. That album, Divide, I wrote an article on, like really tearing it apart for my university newspaper when I worked there.
Yeah.
And afterwards, there were some people in the office that didn't speak to me.
Oh shit.
You fucking dodged a bullet as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Whenever there's people that like don't associate with you after you say like, hey, this shitty thing is shitty. As far as I'm concerned, that is like fate working in your favor and going, hey, I noticed that you had shitty people in your life and you expressed yourself at how you hate shitty things. Here's your reward. I came on your face. You're fucking welcome. You know? Don't look at me like you don't know what I'm talking about.
Nobody knows what you're talking about right now.
Oh, fuck you, Daryl. You sit back when we do the podcast and no one heard that anyway.
I will not accept come on anybody's face.
This is America.
I am not a crook.
and I will not come on anyone's face as long as I live.
People are like, oh, I like that. We should re-elect him.
I'm not a comer.
Gross.
No,
Sir, hit me with it, Drew. Drew just like shrank into his shirt. He was so ashamed of something he thought up, and I want him to say it.
No. If the president comes on someone's face, then that's not illegal.
What were you gonna say? We can cut it out.
No, because I don't even want you to know what I thought.
Yeah, but I want to. So what did you say? All right, sweet. Anybody else got advice for Emily? Like I said, I'm the type that goes like, follow your dreams, fucking try what you can, but realistically speaking, that probably won't happen. But hey, all the more reason to try in the first place.
Yeah, it's better to like try and be like, you know what, maybe this isn't for me, than to like live your life being like, I settled.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
100%. I'd rather live homeless for 2 years and go, wow, that was a fucking mistake, than work 9 to 5 and just go like, what if I could have?
Yeah.
Even like knowing that I didn't is
Yeah.
way better than maybe I could have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to ask Emily, what do you want to do?
She's not on the phone.
Shit.
It's not a call-in
Get
show.
back to us on that, because that's really important.
You got a number? You got a sister, Emily?
You should probably what?
Oh my god.
At the next show, I'll get her to like write down another question with more information.
Yeah, because you
And
know,
we'll check in again next time.
Dear Credit Zero.
because there are just some areas you should not go into. Car washing, for instance, there's a future there.
Real estate.
You know,
Royal Lepage.
Royal.
Yeah.
Government.
Letter opener, fucking engagement planner. Like not the like wedding, the actual engagement.
Don't be the person who writes the minutes.
That's important.
Yeah, 60 minutes is my favorite show, and that's a lot of them. This hour's 22 minutes is not as good, but it's
also less minutes.
It's less minutes, so that's fair.
But is it more good per minute?
No, because there's less of them.
No, but I mean like per minute.
Shut the fuck up, Luke. Shut the fuck up and leave.
You want me to? I have them somewhere to be.
What do you have to be?
I have to go to my girlfriend's house.
My girlfriend.
Yeah.
You can join in on this one. It's not the government. No, Drew, get inducted. My girlfriend.
That was so good, man.
That was good.
Great job there.
That's a good place to close
Yeah, I
it.
think so.
This has been Tweed.
And it's been Drew.
And Daryl. And Lukey Boy.
And on 3, 2, 1, we all say
Haberdashery.
Haberdashery.
Podcast.